The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Tuesday, January 16th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Yes, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform. It's U.S. based and legal in 40 different states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. You see this hat, you see this sweatshirt, all available right there. 15% off everything. Even this hat, do a little college experience hat. Just come on, get on over there. Use the promo code playoffs. Let's talk about playoffs and use that promo code. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode. We're going early for Tuesday, January 16th. The slate is fantastic. And this is going to be our normal Monday schedule for the most part. From here on out for Mondays, early Mondays. That's what we're calling it here. As I'm a creative fucking genius. Sounds good. Early Mondays. No, it doesn't. Anyway, shout out to the chat. They're rocking along. Wow. Rest in peace, Mike Leach, such an OG and great guy. Yes. Near and dear friend of the program. May he rest easy. And if you're wondering who the hell you're, listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, AKA Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. I would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Michael and Rob in the chat are saying, love the new schedule. Well, the schedule's just on Mondays. We're back to 9 o'clock Pacific on every other day of the week. Can't help it. We'll try to go earlier. We East Coast, I'm going to go ahead and say it. East Coast worst time zone as far as sports. I'd rather be in I don't know. I don't know what Hawaii's like considering the March Madness, but I'm saying out of the continental United States, it's the worst. I am joined by my co-host. Hopefully you're watching youtube.com/the college experience. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the Big 12 College Experience, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. I'm a fan of the early start time because I'm an East Coast guy myself. So East Coast guys, Central Time Zone. I think everybody's a fan of this one. But yeah, I mean, I'm flexible throughout the year. Sometimes it's good to go late because sometimes that late window of games, like the Mountain West tomorrow night, you got some fire games. So yeah.
I'm telling you, there needs to be a 30 for 30 on how good like we were talking in the office earlier about how good the Mountain West has become. Look, but part of the reason why we're going early is it's that time. It's that time of year. If you followed us throughout the years, and if you listen to us for a long time, the college experience wasn't just me and Moneyline Mac and Noah Beanick. Go back to the early days of the college basketball experience, and normally right around January, there's a little transition that this man makes.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Yes. Give it up for the rooftop IPA drinking, homebrew making, tobacco road living, the free lot giving, former Herndon Basketball League MVP. Give it up for NC Nick in the place to be.
There we go.
Let's
What's
go.
up, guys?
You're
welcome. You're welcome for the early show.
Exactly. And look, every Monday, NC Nick is going to be joining us, with the exception of next Monday. He's got holiday pay. But buddy, welcome back. You haven't been with us since the preseason episodes, talking ACC and whatnot. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a while, but I've been making picks. I've been listening to most of y'all's shows, so I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Let's go. Well, currently having kind of I was having an awful night early on, but I just cashed in big. We're going to talk all about it, folks. Once again, youtube.com/the college experience. You can watch. Let's recap, because the best team in the state of Connecticut, I tried to tell you that these stags are fucking a force.
Rolling.
We had a little lock battle here.
No, I didn't lock it.
Oh, no.
I did not go against the Stags. I said I'm not losing any more money going against them. I did pick Canisius, but play your music. You did roll in this one.
I was off to a 1-0 start. Everything was feeling good. I could hear the birds chirping in the neighborhood.
I was with you, Dundee. It's a double lock.
There we go. I mean, this Fairfield team. Someone in the chat, by the way, said, Colby, they left a comment on the YouTube page. This Dundee asshole says Canisius is one of the better teams in the MAAC, and then locks up Fairfield the next day. True, but Fairfield is a wagon. Fairfield is, to me, watch out for this Fairfield team. I think they might be dancing. This year. I know the MAAC is wild,
Yep.
but 88-63. Got into your head. MAAC or MAAC. Who's the best team right now? I mean, throw a dart at the wall a little bit, but do you have one that you feel better about? I kind of feel like Fairfield's the best team, but once again, the drop off between them and Canisius is probably not huge, even though it was today. Mac?
I mean, St. Peter's is 5-0. But don't sleep. Don't sleep on the team in upstate New York that quietly has won 2 out of 3. The Saints of Siena.
Wait,
playing better.
We'll talk about them in a second.
Don't sleep on my Saints, baby.
NC Nick, do you have one that just has jumped out to you that
I really think that any of the top 6 or maybe top 7 teams could win this come their conference tournament time. So I think it's a wide open race. I mean,
the interwebs.
It's at North Carolina. He's down there in Tobacco Road.
Yeah. He's
back. There we go. We're back.
Jeez.
What'd you say? Your point, right when you got to make a point. Well, I really think, boom, you went out.
Well, this is off to a bad start, but no, I think this conference is wide open. I think there's probably up to 6, if not more, teams that could win the conference tournament. So it's wide open. The team that I'm starting to fade here is Niagara.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, Niagara did beat Fairfield, but Fairfield has won what? Holy shit. I mean, what? Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 9 of the last 10. And most of them, I think only one of them was single digit. No, the Yale game was single digits. So two, they've been blowing teams out is my point. 3, I think 7 of the last 10 have been double digit victories out of their 10 victories there. So shout out to the Stags. We can move along and talk about your St. Bernards there, Siena. They're 3-13 now. I once watched them earlier this year, and I was convinced they were the worst team in all of college basketball. But somehow, some way, they're rattling off. Well, I shouldn't say rattling off wins. They're looking better. They won today.
2-3 league play, baby.
Yeah. They beat Niagara 93-88. Greg Paulus, you got to start wondering, your day's numbered if you're losing to Siena at home.
Look, he was probably my least favorite Dookie ever, and he's not doing anything to improve that where you're going to blow a game like this. Up 6 at the half. I thought I was looking good. I locked up Niagara, and they just completely fold in the second half. So good win for Siena.
Niagara was 8 of 26 from 3. Maybe you don't shoot that many threes. You know what I mean?
Niagara's been a weird team, man. Like, they started so slow, and then they were absolutely rolling recently. Winners of 4 in a row. Interesting team. This is the MAAC in a nutshell. Like, Siena goes on the road and beats Niagara.
I mean, I took Niagara. I didn't bet it, but this is where all my bets start going to complete ass because Ohio State gets what? Chris, how did they fire Thad Matta for Chris Holtmann? I'm still confused. Yeah. There's not a more underachieving Power 5 team in the past 3 or 4 years to me than Ohio State. They go into Michigan. Michigan, we know all type of problems. Michigan 73, Ohio State 65. Michigan, the state of Michigan, they're doing nothing wrong right now. They're winning all the key shit. 73-65. It was a closer game than the final score even indicates. But I lost a solid C note here. Mac, who'd you take in this one?
I locked. I think all three of us locked Ohio State. We all ate shit, and
we're all idiots. Yeah,
kind of kicking myself. I'm not gonna lie. After just the pregame, and I'm like, maybe this is actually the one that Michigan fucking gets up for. But at the same time, Ohio State had a 4-point lead at the under 8. They had the lead at the under 4. They just completely collapsed down the stretch. And give Michigan credit. They didn't quit today. They got dug back. They own Ohio State. They fucking own their ass. They beat them 3 in a row in basketball. Obviously 3 in a row in football. So they own Ohio right now.
And Michael
that
Hoffer,
was key. That was key getting dug back though, because I didn't know he was returning.
Only for home games. Only for home games.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like it's like he's got something on it. It's like he's got something on his ankle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the chat, Michael Huffer says, "Where's Noah? I gotta chirp his JJ McCarthy, Anthony Richardson comparison. Look, that might be one of the worst comparisons I fucking heard in my life. Like, I'm gonna give him a comparison to who would you say JJ McCarthy's like? He's like fucking JP Lossman to me. So, kind of athletic, pretty athletic, but at the same time, he's Anthony Richardson. You fucking kidding me?"
Did you hear Gus Johnson during this game? He's like, I talked to Doug McDaniel. I said, hey, that degree from Michigan will go a long way. Take it serious. I was like, shut the fuck up, Gus.
Well, I heard him talk about how Michigan better watch out or Juwan Howard to go to the NBA. If I'm a Michigan fan, I think you're saying, go, let's go. Give me Phil Martelli back.
What exactly has he done in his tenure at Michigan so far? How far is he advanced in the NCAA tournament?
He's holding on to his playing days. His playing days are what's keeping him there. It's like, we went to the national championship.
Well, speaking of his playing days, I think the entire Fab Five was there today. So maybe that's what put him over the top.
I did see that.
I was just about to say that when they showed them right before tip, I go, this might be the get up spot for Michigan to finally get one.
Hey, B-Nick, we're supposed to know this fucking information, buddy. All right. If I would have known they were coming in, I don't think I would have locked it or bet it. You know what I mean? So,
hey, on the other side, real quick, Holtmann does this every year where they lose like 5 in a row in January. I don't understand.
He sucks. He should have been fired last year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They fired Thad Matta. He went to 2 Final Fours, a national championship loss, and he misses the tournament one year, and they're like still like 19 and 15 or something. Fired. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I got the Eagle fan reaction, and I don't know if you guys pick up on that loud noise over there.
I heard that.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, I lost more money here because the grave. We were foolishly betting on the Graveyard, who I once thought was in the Siena bin. They are still in the Siena bin. One of the worst teams in college basketball because Wagner wins 64-54. Stonehill +8. Yeah, this was a little ambitious of us, and we paid the ultimate price. Stonehill's horrible bet. Mac, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, terrible pick. They never had a chance. Bad team, 2-17 overall. That screaming is the tush push getting denied at the goal line currently. So that's why Green's losing his shit out there.
Nick, your thoughts? I know you're a big Wagner fan. How about your Seahawks? Did you tackle this game? Who'd you pick in this game?
No, I was on Stonehill. I didn't lock it up. I didn't bet it, but I was with you guys. And 19 first half points. I mean, come on, Stonehill. I mean, that's what you get when you pick a team that's 2-17. I suppose.
Yeah, they're called the Graveyard for a reason, says Elliot. They're dead. All right. Well, I kept losing money because this was incredible to me. Penn had a 3-point halftime lead. I had Penn +7.5. And there was a stretch where I think Cornell went on a 30-0 run or something because I was doing the SGP college basketball show I had it on outside, but when I step in here, Penn's up 3, and I'm feeling good about it because I'm getting 8 points. So I'm like, I'm up 11. There's no way I'm going to lose this.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened while I was doing the SGP show. Penn never scored, and Cornell scored a lot because they lost by 17. Unbelievable to me. I still feel like Penn's the right side. They were up at the half. They're up the first couple minutes of the second half, and then just a train known as the Big Red came through. Did you bet Cornell?
No, I picked Cornell. I thought about it, but I didn't. I was with you. I kind of got scared off by too many points. Cornell's fucking like really good this year. I've watched them a couple times, 2-0 in Ivy. They played Brown here on Saturday, and we'll talk about Brown. That was a late lock for me.
And see, Nick, did you bet this game, and or who'd you pick? If not,
I picked Cornell. I didn't bet it. Usually with the Ivy League, I agree, Colby, take the points, but not really the case today, with the exception of Dartmouth, Princeton. But I was on the right side of it, but I stayed far away.
Well, speaking of fucking Dartmouth and Princeton, it depends what the number is. Because if you got the closing number, you lost, and Princeton covered. If you got the number we called in the show, fucking Dartmouth won, but Princeton is 14-1. The upper, what the hell's happened in the Ivy? The top of the Ivy, hell, they might be better than the Big Ten. You know what I mean? What a dominating performance by the Tigers, as they're a fucking machine. We didn't touch this game, right? None of us bet this.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, I know you bet this one. The Brown Bears, the Brown guys, as Moneyline Max says, they went into Harvard and beat Harvard 74-72. I didn't bet this game because Brown's a fucking complete enigma. I don't know if there's a more, like, they are the Arizona State of the Ivy, where it's just you don't know who you're going to get. They could lose any night by 20. They could win against games, against teams on the road that you don't think they should. But nice call, as Moneyline Mac locked up Brown. They got it done. Your thoughts on the game, Mac?
Yeah, they were the better team. Honestly, Harvard kind of made a miraculous comeback at the end to make it close, but I think Brown led by as many as 17, like you said. Brown guys, baby, they're hard to figure out. I'm with you. They are so up and down. But hey, it's Ivy League. Anything can happen.
Yeah. And see, Nick, did you bet this? And if not, who did you take?
I was on Brown, but again, I didn't bet it. And also, like Michael Huffer in the chat mentions, Malik Mack was back in action for Harvard. It didn't matter. Brown still got it done.
Yeah, he went for 18, 7, and 5. 4 steals too. Good God. Should have played him in DFS. And then the big one to me, the one I felt pretty fucking good about. George Mason gets waxed by the Colonials in DC. Tony Skinn, everything was going great in the non-con. You enter A10 play and you're losing every fucking game. Yeah. What is happening here, Patriots? As George Washington, can we talk about, like,
I hate this team.
They're 14-3.
Yeah.
And they're almost 15-2. The one of those losses was in overtime. This is uncalled for. I lost another lock on George Mason, and really they got outplayed the entire fucking game. Mac, let's go to Nick first, since he is a George Mason graduate. Your thoughts, and did you bet this game, buddy?
No, I didn't. I bet George Mason last time out against VCU. Got burned there. This is what George Mason, this is what they do. Ever since Larinaga left, I don't care who the coach is. It could be Hewitt. It could be
Paulson.
There's 3 or 4 guys. As soon as they start getting your hopes up and thinking they're a solid team, they start playing like shit. So I picked them today, but I was going to have them prove it to me, and they didn't do that. So right now, I'd stay far away from my alma mater, George Mason.
Start your football program, George Mason, please. Mac, your thoughts on this game as we lost some money on the Patriots yet again.
Well, shout out to the announcers, because they kept calling them the Colonials the entire first half. And you could tell that fucking CBS or whatever network it was on said, hey, they're the Revolutionaries now. So then I think it was Chicken Hernandez is on the game. He goes, the Revs. He was referring to him. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I love Chicken Hernandez. Long time announcer locally there. But fuck it, Chick. Go down with the ship. Go down with the ship. They're the Colonials, Chick.
I mean, this was so and we probably should have hit on this angle a little bit more last night. Tony Skinn, obviously former point guard for George Mason, but Chris Caputo was a assistant during the Larinaga era. So Caputo coached Tony Skinn. Caputo got the edge today. He was ready to go.
Yeah. Man, that was just brutal. It was a brutal start. Even this one, didn't bet this one, but I took Villanova +6. Marquette gets it done. I felt pretty good in the first half. Once again, I had to record it at a halfway point in this game. I felt like Nova was in the game. I didn't catch a lot of the second half because I was recording, but Marquette needed this one bad. 87-74. Shaka gets a huge win. Your thoughts, Mac, on this? Did you bet this game, Mac?
I did, and I was leaning that way last night. And we talked about it. There's always one or two games or two or three that will add the morning of. Just when you look at it a little bit more after the show, Marquette was coming off back-to-back losses, 2-3 in league play. They had to get back to 500. Great spot for them. Pulled away. Kolek was great. Cam Jones was great. They needed that game.
Nick, who'd you go with here, and did you bet this game?
I was on Marquette again, but again, I didn't bet it. Apparently I didn't bet enough games because I got a lot of the ones that I didn't bet right. Similar to the Michigan game, here we had Dwayne Wade in attendance, and I just thought, with Marquette, how good they are at home. They're not going to lose consecutive home games, so it was a good bounce back spot for them.
I read something that Kolek was what you sent me this article, the top 10 highest paid players in college basketball.
That was surprising, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hell of a player, but I just didn't think Marquette had that deep of pockets. And Kolek doesn't. Even though he's really good, I don't see him as like the face of college basketball.
George Mason transfer, 21-11. Mason could have used you tonight, Tyler. So I was dumb enough to also bet Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah. So how you always blame me. I'm blaming you for this one. I was not going to do it.
You should. Texas Southern 93, Mississippi Valley State 61. I started out 1-5. I think it was, or 1-6. It might have been. Hold on. Let me. I have it. Yeah, I started out 1-5, and I'm thinking, good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm having just a terrible. I can't buy a win to save my fucking life. Nick, who'd you go with this Delta Devils Texas Southern game?
I was with you guys, but there's no way in hell I'll ever bet on Mississippi Valley State. So we're
so dumb.
They're fucking due one of these days.
We got the miracle. We got the miracle hook last week, and we should have said, "Walk away." It was a miracle. Don't double down. And boy, that was bad.
Okay, but now, I feel like I figured something out.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I figured something out at this point because I mentioned this as potentially the play I felt strongest about. I will say Mason was up there. It was Mason, potentially Northwestern State. Northwestern State gets it done. Thank God. I don't know if you watched this game, Mac. Houston Christian fouled with 1 second left. If they did not foul, we lose our bet.
Yeah.
They foul with 1 second left. And Northwestern State knocks down 2 free throws. We get the cover 69-64. Whoo! Northwestern State's they're hot right now. They're playing a lot better ball. Your thoughts on this one, man?
Yeah, my guy Rick's got to play better. We ended up getting a miracle cover at the end, but they were up like 19 at one point in this fucking game. They just completely collapsed. Houston Christian, Houston Baptist, I forget what fucking their name is now, but they battled back, give them credit, but glad we got finally on the right side of one of these bad beats or lucky beats.
NC Nick, did you join us on Northwestern State?
I picked Northwestern State again. I didn't bet this 3-12 team versus 4-13 team. I don't bet a whole lot of Southland basketball, but hey, congrats guys. Take it any way you can get it.
There we go. Was also shocked that MAAC, who I didn't bet this, but I would have taken them had you forced me to bet it. Lost to what some say is the real Blue Devils in Central Connecticut State. Dude, Central Connecticut State.
Yeah.
All right, 9-7.
I'm so used to them being so bad. For the last 5 or 6 years, they've been so bad. So I pick against them every time. And I'm starting to realize that this year they're actually a lot better than years past.
Yeah, definitely. Mac, you took MAAC with me too, right?
Yes, I didn't bet it though.
And then I can't believe this didn't hit. They were getting their ass kicked all game, but I just feel like, how the fuck did St. Joe's beat LaSalle by 20? Hey, Fran. What the fuck, man?
They're down 19-2.
You can't lose this bad to someone right there with the same level of talent, maybe a tiny bit better.
Yeah.
Come on. So I lost a C note there on LaSalle. Did you take LaSalle?
Yeah, I locked it with you.
As did I.
Yeah,
triple locks. So we're just our triple locks today. Absolute shit.
It's a fucking Philly 5 game, and
yeah,
goddamn, like you can't keep that within single digits. Those games always come down to the wire.
They just.
I saw LaSalle play at Duke, and I came away kind of impressed. I mean, Duke blew them out in the second half. I still was like, man, these guys got some players. They have a pretty good perimeter, but shit, man. Down 19-2.
Dude, they almost knocked off Miami earlier in the year, I feel like. They're a strange team. They've been sucking lately. Fran's hit that slump. Okay, so at that point I was 2-6. And I'm like, how am I gonna get out of it? Well, I tell you how I'm gonna get out of it. Money line play. Iowa Hawkeyes against this fake ass Minnesota team.
Yes.
This bullshit Minnesota team, 12-4 my ass. All right. 12-5 now. You finally place everyone they played was in the 300s before. Yeah. All right, now you start playing some real teams. You're getting your ass whooped like you should. What'd you make of this game, Mac?
Yes, them and Arizona State. Those are the two that I'm so sick of these bullshit covers that they've had against these bad teams. I'm with you. Iowa, Fran McCaffrey wins at the barn once again. I like the Hawkeyes in that spot. They're playing better, man. They got a good coach. I mean, he finds ways to win games, whether it's everybody likes it or doesn't like it. So shout out to the Hawkeyes.
NC Nick, what'd you do here? NC Nick? Did we lose him again? We lost him again. I don't know what's going on. It's North Carolina shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's out there in the weed, those big ass trees. Yeah, I thought Iowa, kind of out the gate. I just felt like Ben Johnson. Who do they got next? I'm liking this fade trade. NC Nick, I think we got him back. Hey, you there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Who'd you take in this Iowa Minnesota game?
I got cute here. I went Gophers just because I don't think Iowa's that good. I usually fade Iowa on the road, but I failed to realize that Minnesota was just overvalued and even worse, a lot worse than Iowa. Yeah. So, I got this one wrong.
Dawson Garcia went for 30. Yeah. Minnesota, when you're at home and you go 5 for 29 from 3, that's how you lose a game. Didn't have this on the board, but Howard barely got past Morehouse, 78-72. American drills Loyola Maryland. We should have bet. American's pretty good this year. We were having a conversation, Mac, before you got on, me and NC Nick, about how American they're not bad this year, man. Sitting there 10-8 in the, solid team. A&M Corpus Christi beat Sela. I had Sela. I didn't bet this game. Anyone bet this game?
No,
Nope.
I thought about it, but I stayed away.
Norfolk State drills Virginia Lynchburg. Columbia loses by 19 at Yale. These Ivy League teams are whooping ass when they play other Ivy League teams. Glad I didn't bet that. Did you bet that at all, Mac?
No. Did we recap Dartmouth, by the way?
Yes.
Quickly.
That we got screwed on that one. They collapsed in the last 4 minutes.
It all depends on where we got it at, because I think Colby and I might have got it at
the closing number. The closing number you lose. The number.
18,
That game was brutal. I didn't have any money on that though, but we did have money on this. This is how you save a shitty night right here. You play Chicago State plus 10 or 10.5, whatever the fuck it was. And you also play Chicago State on the money line. Fuck you, world. What was that? Plus 300? Plus 320? I don't remember. Let's go. Get the fuck out of here with this Stetson Hatter bullshit. 10.5 point favorites? Ray Finkel ain't walking through that door. Mac, what'd you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, Chicago State got punched in the mouth early. I think they were down like 10-0 or 15-3. And I was like, oh, God, here we go with this bullshit Stetson team. But you got to give Chicago State credit, the best team in the country. Fighting back, baby. The Cougs do it again for us. What are they overall right now? And they've played every game on the road.
They're my favorite team in all of college sports. All right, they're starting their football program. They're just
23 games.
They don't even give a shit. They're playing their whole season in 1 month. All right.
They play East West on Friday. So whatever East West is, pick a fucking side. North South after that. No, St. Xavier, Illinois. So they got a couple home games coming up here. Good for them. Pad the win total.
Cougs are my team, man. NC Nick, who'd you take in this one?
I was on Chicago State with you guys too. And when you have two guards that go for 29 and 25, like Cardette and Corbett did, it's exactly. Go Cougs.
And then Northwestern. Notre Dame covers against Boston College. Almost won the game outright. BC 63, Notre Dame 59. BC moves to 11-6. Is there a path for BC to potentially make the NCAA tournament, guys?
No, I don't think so.
No, they don't have the wins.
Okay.
I guess they got Carolina on Saturday.
They got Carolina on Saturday coming to Chestnut Hill there.
When did they play Duke, Nick? Is it late February?
It's maybe. I'm not even
February
sure.
10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming up, but I just don't see Boston College. They're not good enough to string together a bunch of solid wins. I don't think. I was on Notre Dame here. I lucked up the Irish. I think Shrewsbury's just there you go.
He can coach, man.
Yeah. He's a hell of a coach. He doesn't have the guys to do a whole lot this year, but they're going to play good defense. They're going to, play tough. And Boston College, the game against Clemson over the weekend, they were out. The 3 guys out with the flu. So those guys coming back, I don't know if they were in the best shape. So I thought it was a good spot for the Irish.
There we go.
I wish Nick was on the show last night. He would have talked us into it. We should have locked up the Irish. We got cute, and we said the number was too big. We're like, why is BC laying that? Is this a smash spot? Yeah. Too cute by us not locking that.
And the number went up from, I think, 7.5 to about 9.5 once it was determined that those guys were going to play.
Yeah. Fairleigh Dickinson put it on St. Francis. St. Francis is back on auto fade. I mean, I didn't bet this game, but I know you did, Mac.
Yeah.
Fair Dick gets it done.
Yeah, Noah Beanick, wherever you're at. Fair Dick, baby.
Noah Beanick with the secret hate for Tobin Anderson here. Like, I don't understand it.
Because he beat Purdue. He's still fucking so bitter.
I don't understand it. He has such hate for this guy.
How can you hate a 16 seed that beat a 1 seed? I don't understand that.
The FBI has Noah on a list somewhere. All right. Nice win for Fairleigh Dickinson. St. Francis is back on auto fade. New Orleans, they covered against Nichols. I was on New Orleans, the Privateers. Pussy as they are for not starting their football program after they wanted to. It was just a good spot with them getting 6.5. NC Nick, what'd you do in those 2 games?
Missed the Nichols one, and what was the other one you were talking about?
Fairleigh Dickinson, St. Francis.
I was on Fair Dick on that one.
Yeah,
didn't bet either one.
Arkansas Pine Bluff Prairie View got postponed. I don't know how. I guess some weather in Texas, maybe.
Who knows? It's AP.
I don't know.
Shit show.
And right now I just cashed this one as fucking Sacred Hot goes into Syracuse, New York, and beats down these Lemoyne Dolphins. Love this play. I think I gave this away. One of my top plays last night. Sacred Heart's good. They're the second best team in Connecticut. Your thoughts on the fucking Sacred Hot getting it done, Mac?
Yeah, this is a double lock. So wherever that fucking jackass guy that throws out our records a double lock, make sure you give us our tally when we win. I'm looking forward to my report card tonight from you because it's a winning night.
Well, I can tell you this: after we hit Chicago, I was I think I'm 5-6 right now. But the Chicago State money line and the Iowa money line, I am definitely making money right now. But I'm hanging on to a couple more bets out there. NC Nick, did you touch this Sacred Hot?
Didn't touch it, but I was on the same side as you guys.
Southern is drilling is drilling Bethune-Cookman right now. I almost bet this. I didn't. Southern's up 12, 8-minute mark. Alabama State's up 16 on Alabama A&M. Correct side there. And I am sweating out Grambling -1 as they have a 3-point lead early against Florida A&M. McNeese is up 17 on Lamar. Lamar had been kind of messing with them a little bit. This was like an 8-point game a little bit. not that long ago. 4 minutes left there though, so it looks like Mac, you're good on that wager, and Noah locked that one up as well. And then I'm sweating out North Carolina A&T against Hampton. Yeah, I bet on A&T.
You love betting on bad teams.
Yeah, there's an edge. There's an edge. Are you sweating out anything else, NC Nick?
Bet wise, no. So I wrapped up the night, I think 2-2. So not great, but I had a strong weekend. So to go 500 on Monday, I'll take it.
Mac, I know you're sweating out. What? You're still sweating out McNeese. Anything else are you on?
I'm on Grambling. So I got 8-5-1 right now, and because of fucking Dot Myth fucking blowing that earlier and pushing as my one push. I got Grambling with you, so hopefully we can get that, and then hopefully McNeese can close us out. Let's go.
There we go, folks.
There's my report card.
There we go. Game balls. We got to give away 2 game balls each year. Nick, it's been a while. You're going first here, buddy.
Yes.
All right. I mean, do you have to give it to Michigan?
Yes, you do.
I think you do.
Anytime you beat Ohio State,
I think you do.
It's
with
a great
the Fab
day.
5 in attendance, you got to pull through, and you beat Ohio State. You beat your bitter rival, and you really needed the win. So, give it to Michigan.
there we go. I like that one. And Mac, what are you doing here?
You know, Nick was reluctant to go Michigan. I'm reluctant to go GW. I don't like the Colonials, Revs, or whatever Chicken Hernandez was calling them. But you got to give them credit. I mean, they took care of Mason today, controlled that game, 14-3, 3-1. I will be on UMass on Saturday. Oh yeah, I'm already set on that puppy. Let's go.
My first game ball, Chicago State. Anytime you hit a money line winner when you're a 10.5, 11-point dog, fuck out of here. Let's go. Chicago State, though, the way that this program's come along. Look, I know right now you look at them and you say, okay, they're 9-15. They were so bad. I don't think people realize. I just don't think that people realize how bad they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, losing games by 70 almost every night. So that's my game ball. NC Nick, second game ball and final game ball for you.
I think it has to be the Saints of Siena getting their third overall win and first road win of the year.
I love how you take Siena over Marquette. I dig it. I dig it. There we go. What's your second game ball, Mac?
Oh, you know me. I love the Saints go walking in. You know who else I love? I love the Brown guys. Way to get it done at Harvard. I mean, that's a big time win.
That is, and dominating the whole day. Yeah. And look, you want me to go Marquette? I'm not. You're not putting that pressure on me. There is a wagon, and they're known as the best team in Connecticut, the Fairfield Stags. Let's go. Final game ball, folks. We're going to pick tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's slate's fantastic, by the way. But before we do that, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Yes, DraftKings Sportsbook. What are you doing, folks? It's an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, and it's bringing you an offer that will help make the playoffs truly electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. What are you doing, folks? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code SGP. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See DKNG.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. All right, here we go, folks. The slate, absolutely fantastic. This game just got moved up. This was supposed to be, I guess what the fuck's happening? Everyone overreacting to these fucking storms. From Noah Beanick texting me 30 text messages about a storm coming, and he gets 7 inches of snow, and he thinks his windows are going to cave in. He's like, I don't hang out by the windows in my snowstorms. And then they got the Buffalo Bills weather bullshit. Yet the whole world, we're such a pussy society. I mean, what's going on here? Is Tennessee really getting hit with the blizzard here? Why are they moving this thing?
So I will say, when I did live in the South, I mean, Nick probably can to talk about this. They fucking shit themselves when there's a little bit of weather. It's like the end of the fucking world. Like it did it. I lived in Clarksville, right out 2 hours from Knoxville, And when it snowed, I mean, you would fucking think the world was ending. So, yeah.
That's 100% accurate. In Raleigh, we get snow maybe once a year, maybe. And when it happens, man, just stay home because it's craziness out there.
I just love this. They're moving this up. How much snow could it possibly be hitting Knoxville? 2 inches, 3 inches?
I do love that they moved it up. A nice little
I
happy
do
hour
too.
5 p.m. Eastern.
I do too. It's just hilarious to me that they move a whole event, a key game against a rival.
I think it hurts Tennessee.
I do too.
I mean, first off, if there's bad weather, the stands aren't going to be packed. And then moving it up to 5 instead of allowing people to get off work and get there, I think it definitely hurts the Vols.
Unfucking believable. I'm still on the Vols. The line dropped a half a point. Maybe that's because of the weather or the shift in times. I'm still laying the 9.5 because I don't think Florida can win on the road. Give me the Vols, and I'm not locking it though. Florida won by 13 last time they played, and I believe I was in the swamp though, if memory serves me correct. I think Florida is solid at home. They got to prove it to me on the road. Last time they went to the road, the Ole Miss fucked them up. They're 0-2 on the road this year. Meanwhile, Tennessee's 8-0 at home, and to me, Tennessee's the better defensive team. Florida's a better offensive team, but I don't know if that travels. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm with you, and I agree with Nick that it definitely probably got to favor Florida, but I don't trust this team on the road. And Rocky Top has a way of just fucking these teams up at home under Rick Barnes. So I'll lean to the Gators in the rivalry here. They do hate each other, but I'm not betting this game.
You mean you lean to the Vols?
What'd I say?
Yeah,
Gators. No, I'm Gators because of the rivalry.
Okay, so you're taking the points.
Yeah, that's why I'm not locking them, just because I'm scared of Rocky Top at times at home.
Makes sense. I'm with Colby. I do think Tennessee, it's a good get right spot for them after an unimpressive road stretch where they lost to Mississippi State and they got lucky to beat Georgia. And to Colby's point, Florida has won a road game. You mentioned the 18-point loss at Ole Miss. There was also a 11-point loss at Wake. So give me Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, I know we have all these great big time games, Power 5s, Power 6, whatever you want to call that. But have you guys seen the SoCon battle that we got going on CBS Sports tomorrow?
Yes. This is the best game of the night.
Yeah. So 15-2 Samford is going to Cullowhee, North Carolina, to take on Western Carolina, who's 15-2 as well. Where's Weehawk? Shout out to Weehawk. Western Carolina, the Cats are laying 1.5. So the Cats are 7-0 at home. Samford's 3-2 on the road. That's all that matters to me. Give me the Cats at home. I will lay the 1.5. But god damn, am I excited just to sit back and watch this game. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, both teams playing their ass off. I think we got to lock Western Carolina. And Samford just scored 150 points in a game. That's always been an auto fade of mine. So give me.
I like it.
Yeah, the Catamounts here. Lock it up. Statement game. Let's go.
I like it. NC Nick, any interest in a triple lock here?
You know what? I just needed a little bit of convincing because I do like Western Carolina here. As good as Samford is, and Samford just hung 134 on VMI over the weekend.
Yeah.
But things are not going to be as easy in Cullowhee. So yes, give me Western Carolina. There's talk about Vontarius Woolbright in the chat. The dude's a baller, averaging 20+ points per game. He leads the conference in rebounding, and he's a 6'6" guard. Whew. He's the difference maker.
Woo. Triple lock, folks.
Triple
Shout
lock.
out to Weehawk.
Go, baby.
Let's go, Cats. NC Nick, you gonna get yourself out the Cullowhee to catch a game?
The funny thing is Cullowhee's not that far from Knoxville, so whatever weather they're having in Knoxville is probably going to hit Cullowhee about an hour later. But they're used to it because they're up in the mountains. So it'd be a fun game to go to, but no.
Thad Matta, we talked about him earlier at Ohio State. He got a raw deal, in my opinion, at Ohio State, and he's got this Butler program, I think, heading in the right direction. He used to coach at Xavier. They go into the Cintas Center. Xavier just had a big time road win at the Dunk, taking on Providence. Xavier's laying 5.5. I think Butler's gonna cover. I think Butler may beat him. I am locking up the Bulldogs on the road. Normally I don't like the lock at the Cintas Center, but I'm doing it. Give me the 5.5. Thad Matta knows what it takes to go in there and get a dub. Coach there. What are you doing here, Mac?
He did coach there, and Sean Miller was an assistant then. I think I'm with you here. I like Butler. I think Butler's going to win the game. Disappointing loss Saturday against Seton Hall at home. I think there's a bounce back 2-4. They need this game. Give me Butler, and I like the money line. I think they're going to win the game outright.
Me too.
So
Me too. Wow, do we potentially have a triple lock? A lot of pressure being thrown on NC Nick now. Third man in the booth. What are you doing here, buddy?
I'm going to hold off on the lock, but I am with Butler. It seems like these guys play a bunch of close games. 3 out of the last 5 games between these two teams have been decided by 2 points or less.
Yes.
So, and also Butler's last road trip was that 7-point win at Marquette. So they've proven themselves on the road, this season. So give me the points, but I don't feel great about it on the road. I'm not locking it.
Double lock. Dundee, MAAC on those Butler Bulldogs. NC Nick, I don't know what is in those Waldo's liquor pitcher drinks, but all of a sudden, have you had a chance to check out? So what was the nugget? This was before the Ohio game.
Yeah.
Western Michigan hadn't started out 3-0 in the MAAC in like over 20 years. They're 4-0. They just beat Ohio. What the hell is happening in Kalamazoo? All right. They're getting 13.5 at Akron. Look, I almost bet this earlier today, but I said, why is it 13.5 if they've won 4 straight in conference? I'm still taking them. I'm not betting it. Mac, what are you doing here at Akron?
I had the same logic. It made me, me with my logic. I'm like, I want to hammer fucking Akron because I hate this Western Michigan team. They make no sense why they keep winning these games. They got Kent State on deck, which is a big time rivalry from what we all know. So I actually will lean to Western Michigan with the points, but I'm not betting them. It kind of feels like a trap.
NC Nick, he's been known to support Western Michigan basketball. You went there last year and caught a game. Did you see them having this bright of a 23-24 season?
I thought they had some young potential last year. I think the coach is solid, but they weren't very good last year. The game I went to, they lost to Cleveland State, if I'm not mistaken. I disagree with you guys. I think this is a spot for Akron here that I'm going to lay the points. I think Western Michigan comes crashing back down to earth here. So Akron at home, give me the zips.
Zip it up.
All right, let's go. Right down the road from NC Nick's residence, Wake Forest catching 1.5 in Raleigh.
Your team.
Steve Forbes has won 9 of 10. We know with this NC State, Kevin Keatts. He's the Jared Haas of the East Coast. You wonder how the fuck you have a job. Right there, NC State hasn't won a big game in a long time. I feel like the PNC Center should be rocking. NC State had a 16-point win last time they played, but come on, Steve Forbes, this is the best team he's had at Wake Forest, in my opinion. They chart both offensively and defensively in the top 100. NC State can't say the same there. Wake wins on the road. Give me that Demon Deacon money line. I mean, what is it, plus 110 or some shit? Mac, what are you doing here?
I like NC State here. They're good at home. I do you want to battle here? I'm
not betting this. I'm not betting
the pack,
this. No.
Man.
I actually plan to bet it. Mac, battle me.
All right, you guys, let's go. Give me NC State.
Play the music. I'm on Wake, Colby.
I can't believe Colby's not locked in Wake.
All right, I'm joining on Wake anytime I get a chance. Anytime I get a chance to shit on them. Okay, we're
spinal.
You want to make your points?
Well, I don't know. Okay. Can you find the song or not? I see you looking for it.
I got it. Make your points.
All
right,
my point is that it's mid-January. I think right now you still see teams with like gaudy records. They're kind of phony, and we're going to see those teams with that are phony. Really, those records really start equalizing. And I don't think NC State's very good. They beat absolutely nobody out of conference, and the win over UVA doesn't look as impressive, anywhere near as impressive as we thought it was when they beat the Wahoo. So I think Wake is just a better team here. Give me the Demon Deacons. Lock it up.
NC State's a bunch of cowards. They're going to find out tomorrow. All right, Wake Forest is going to go in there. Steve Forbes, baby. All the difference in the world. Max on the pussy pack.
Let's go pack, baby.
Last time NC State pussy pack.
Hey, last time I battled you at home, they fucked Virginia up. Let's go pack.
I will lock this one up though. This one, I've already bet this one, guys. TCU just storm the court as they beat Houston
twice.
They go to Cincinnati. Get the fuck out of here. Cincinnati is pretty good this year, actually. I'm very impressed with the development. Wes Miller's got that. I was a skeptic a little bit. Now I've seen that tide turn. Since he covers a 2.5 after a close loss at Baylor, they bounce back. They take down the Horned Frogs. Lock it up. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, and subscribe to the Big 12 College Experience. We'll go through all these games tomorrow afternoon leading up to there's a bunch of good Big 12 games. It's a home team league, and TCU just got 2 top 10 wins, including beating Houston, storm of the court, like you said. Cincinnati, heartbreaker against Baylor, back in Cincinnati where they're really good. I'm with you. They've been impressive. I'll lock up the Bearcats. Let's go.
Once again, the pressure's on NC Nick here. Do we have a triple lock potentially, NC Nick?
I'm on Cincy because not just the close loss to Baylor, but the game before that, the close loss to Texas. So there's 2 straight losses by a total of 4 points for Cincy. I do think TCU is the better team. That's why I was a little bit hesitant. But you know what?
What does he say? What does he say in Shawshank Redemption? If you come this far, why don't you come a little further?
Exactly.
You remember the name of the stadium, don't you?
Say Wantaneo. So yes, Cincinnati. You know what? Fuck it, I'm with you guys. Let's go.
Let's go. There we go.
Jamie Dixon back at Cincy tomorrow night.
Rain Day, cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
There you go. It has been a while. Where the hell is my triple lock music?
Theme music.
Where the hell's my theme? There we go. Cincinnati -2.5. Let's go. Missouri is catching 15.5 at Alabama. System play. Give me the points, but Alabama wins by 10. Mac?
This is a fringe lock for me. I like Mizzou. I think Alabama, you're catching them at the highest point. They're on an absolute roll, but also Missouri's desperate. They got to win a game. Alabama's at Tennessee on Saturday, so look ahead as well. I like taking these 0-3 teams in league play. They're desperate as hell. We saw it with Michigan, saw it with West Virginia, et cetera, et cetera. Give me Mizzou.
I'm with you. I think they cover the 15.5. NC Nick, what are you doing there in Tuscaloosa?
I'm gonna go Bama. Bama. I mean, that Clemson loss aside at home, and Bama, on their home court has just been insane this year. And look, Mizzou's 4-12 ATS, a bottom 10 ATS team in the country. You guys might be right. Maybe the high point for Bama, the low point for Mizzou. But until Mizzou proves it to me, I think Alabama can roll here. So I'm gonna lay the number.
Ball State. Patty C's Ball State Cardinal heading into Ypsilanti. Eastern Michigan's laying 1.5. As much as I think Eastern Michigan's the more talented team, Ball State's the better coach team. Ball State wins. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to talk you into a lock here. We should lock Ball State. Ball State 0-4.
They're not that bad. Yeah.
They are not that bad. They're 0-4 in the MAAC. I mean, they can get this one against Eastern Michigan. They're the better coach team. I'm with you. I like Mike Lewis. I think they grind this one out. Get this Eastern Michigan shit out of here. I'm locking Ball State.
Now, here's the thing. By you talking me into a lock here, you do know last year I had somehow a good year in the MAAC, but the previous 5 years doing the show, MAAC basketball, very hard handicap for Dundee. I will. I'll join you though. Give me this Ball State Cardinal team.
You have a soft spot for EMU. That's why you didn't do it initially.
EMU was a wagon last year for me. I feel like it was actually they were a roller coaster. They were a roller coaster. At times they were a wagon. At times they were a complete dud. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I don't know, man. This is a shitty game here, but what I do know is that Ball State on the road has sucked this year. 1-5 straight up, with their only win being a 3-point win over Detroit. So I think a good spot to go with the home.
Hey, what do you mean? They went on the road to Michigan. They won. They're going to do it again tomorrow. NC Nick's on Eastern Michigan. Folks, before we get to the next game, I want to tell you that the College Basketball Experience is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 different states. P2P social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other sports. Or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes. Plus, they have tons of fun social features to give it a feel of kind of like a social betting network. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets, all that good stuff. Cut handles the payment side of things too, so you never have to chase anyone down in the streets. Social features include group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head history, user profile, fan groups, and much, much more. So check out cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. They got NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, and college football. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. So what are you doing, folks? Watch along, make picks, and maybe make a little extra cash on Underdog's mobile app or website, UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code TCESGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. We have a big time game going on here, folks. You know, the spread's not reflecting this to be a big time game, but it's a heated rivalry. Purdue heading to Indiana Assembly Hall.
Yep.
I mean, they've been playing each other in basketball for 123 years. This is a big time rivalry.
Yeah.
And I mean, 9.5, 10 points. I see 9.5 right now, but I also see some other books with 10. This is just a rule.
Yes.
I'm locking up Indiana plus 10. I got to take it. I know Purdue's a lot better. 10 points in a rivalry game. I got to take it. I know they won by what? They won last year, I think, by more than 10, right? No, by 8. Indiana won by 8 last time they played, actually.
Yeah, Indiana's won 2 in a row in Bloomington.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this line?
It's the Purdue love, man. They love Purdue, and Purdue they have struggled on the road in Big Ten play. Also, you look at Indiana; they are fucking good at home. They're not that good as a team this year. Beat Ohio State, beat Minnesota, beat who else they beat? They beat Maryland, and then they
almost beat Kansas. Yeah,
they led Kansas for 35 minutes all over Indiana. Come on,
triple lock,
sprinkle some on the money line.
Indiana plus 10. Let's go, folks. I mean, Nick, were you surprised at this line?
Not really, but as soon as I saw it, I jumped on Indiana. You know, I if I'm not mistaken, they're the healthiest they're at right now all year because they've had some injuries, and I just think it's a perfect spot to buy Indiana at home, getting almost double digits. You know, that's crazy in a rivalry game where Indiana's won 2 games in a row on their home court, and it's not like the last 2 Indiana teams have been that good. So yeah, I'm all over the Hoosiers.
Caden in the chat says money line play, and I would argue. You know, some people say Indiana's the basketball state. Kramer asked me on the SGP show earlier today, is it Indiana or North Carolina? Who's the bigger basketball state? Please.
You know what I'm going to say.
Please. I mean, Notre Dame lost tonight. No, just do people, I mean, come on, Notre Dame. What do you got? You got 2 schools. North Carolina's got like 30.
Indiana State's solid.
They are good this year. They're really good. Watch them.
Really good.
Butler's not bad either.
That's true. Maybe I am full of shit.
It's still not better than North Carolina, though.
Yeah, ooey pooey. You got ooey pooey also. All right, next up, Syracuse is going to Pitt. They already played the first matchup in upstate New York. It was a back and forth game. I watched the whole game, and Syracuse. That was one of my locks. I had to sweat. Syracuse hit, but I had to sweat that thing. Now game 2 here is they head on the road. Syracuse is 1-3 on the road, and you know they're 262nd in offense. That's not good. Pitt somehow top 100 offense, top 100 defense. Maybe that's the non-con.
Yeah,
but I'm on Pitt. I think Pitt's going to win this game. I'm laying the 5. Oh, it's gone up a point. I'm still. It was 4.5 this morning.
I like the 5.5.
Yeah, I almost think. I think. Yeah, I guess I go Q's now. Give me Q's plus 5.5. Mac, do I even have to ask you?
I mean, I hate Syracuse too, but I hate Pitt more. I don't think you can really trust either of these teams. If I'm giving you a non-biased take here, I'll take Syracuse, I guess. I think it's a close game, like the first one, back and forth. Pitt probably does win this one. I mean, they're what, 1-5?
I'm going to stick. I'm going to change. I'm going to lay the 5.5. Pitt wins 80-73.
I'm sticking with Pitt too. I mean, they've had a week off. They lost to Duke 7 days ago or 9 days ago, that 20-point loss. So they've had a week to stew over that. And Syracuse's ACC road trip so far, a 22-point loss at UVA, a 20-point loss at Duke, a 36-point loss at UNC. Syracuse has been god awful on the road. I think it's a good spot for Pitt here to get this one.
On DK, it's at 6.5 now. Qs are getting 6.5.
It's starting to go up a little too much.
That's what I'm saying. I think if you're betting that, you got to go orange, man. Right? I just feel like I don't know.
I'm looking forward to my weekly text from Rob Donaldson when he bets on Pitt again. Pitt fucking sucks. Every time that he keeps betting on them, he says Pitt fucking sucks. I said, no fucking shit. That's what I've been saying for my whole life.
It's pretty clear with Pitt this year. If they play a good team, don't touch them. If anything, bet on the other team because they're gonna get blown out. But if they play a bad team, I think they can still cover. And Syracuse, I mean, are they bad? I mean, they're not good. They're pretty damn average.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bulls.
Love this.
Moneyline Max Buffalo Bulls. Blue Bulls, the Blue Bulls, we call them here. 2-14. 2-14. They made the NCAA tournament like three out of 5 years. I feel like maybe 3 out of 6 years, something like that. But times are tough as they head to Toledo. Toledo's 10-6. Toledo's laying 13.5 points at the Savage Arena. Why am I taking? I'm going to take Buffalo just because I feel like Toledo, like they play with their food some. They always do this. It's like when they beat Ball State by 5. They play with their food some. Give me Buffalo and the points. Don't bet this game, Mac. What are you doing here?
I'm on the Bulls. Yeah, I'm on the Bulls, man. Like I said, I think they're getting a little bit better, just like Siena. 14's a lot of points in a MAAC game. In Toledo, they're 4-0. You really think they're going to be up for this game? I think they go through the motions. I'm on Buffalo. Fringe lock. Check.
Yeah, there is 14s out there too. NC Nick, what are you doing here? Did we lose him again? This fucking North Carolina internet shit. The hell is happening?
We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm about to speak.
Yeah. What's happening here?
I don't know, but I disagree with you guys here. I'm going to draw some parallels between the MAAC and the Ivy League, where I think the top of the conferences are really good and the bottom is really bad. So I'm going to lay another big number with MAAC at home. Right now, I'm taking all the home MAAC squads for Tuesday night here. Give me Toledo.
Disrespecting my Bulls.
The Richmond Spiders are heading to Pittsburgh to take on CJ Sullivan's alma mater, the Duquesne Dukes. Richmond's 11-5, Duquesne 9-6. Duquesne's laying 3.5, and that is telling me everything. Because also Duquesne, they lost 3 straight. I'm locking up the Dukes of Duquesne minus 3.5 against the Spiders. It's all about the spot. It's all about the spot. I mean, I know Richmond plays great defense, but it's on the road for them. They're 1-3 on the road this year. Cooper Fieldhouse will be rocking. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'm with you. I mean, like you said, 0-3 team in league, laying points against the 3-0 team, telling you everything you need to know. Duquesne. Game got away from them against Dayton the other night. They were competitive. And then they should have won at Loyola Chicago. Richmond coming in hot. I like Duquesne. Lock it up. Let's go.
Don't try to convince me for a triple lock. Look, I agree. I think this is the stinkiest line of the whole night. So I'm taking Duquesne, but I'm not brave enough to actually lay money on them.
Well, maybe you'll be brave enough to come here. Let's get a little crazy. I see value in the MAAC. You know, Travis Lexington Steele is not a great coach, right? I think we would all agree that he hasn't done great. He didn't do great at Xavier, and he hasn't done great at Miami, Ohio. I know it's just year 2 for him, but I like this Bowling Green team. Have you had a chance to catch this Bowling Green team? I know that
he's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean Bowling Green. Was it Todd Simon, right?
Yeah.
He's come in from Southern Utah, and they've been playing really good ball. So Bowling Green's laying 1.5 in Oxford. I'm locking up the Falcons, laying 1.5 on the road. The bets are flying off the shelves, folks. Mac, what are you doing here?
I went back and forth on this one. I'll lean to Bowling Green because I think they're better and they're better coached. You and Rob have a lock battle. It looks like he's on Miami of Ohio.
I mean, has he watched Miami, Ohio? They suck. Yeah. I know he probably has, but I'm saying like they suck. This team is not good.
I know previous years don't necessarily matter, but they have won 5 straight in Oxford over Bowling Green. And I just think this is a good time to go with history and go with the little home yapper. So I'm with Rob Donaldson, actually. I'm not going to lock it up, but give me Miami, Ohio.
All right. You guys want? I'm giving away free money. Central Michigan's catching 11 at Ohio. Red hot Central Michigan. What's going on with these directional Michigan schools? All of a sudden, they got Dan Marley's son. They're playing good ball. They've won 3 straight. Fire up Chips just beat Kent State by 15. They're catching 10 and a half, 11 in Athens. I'm with NC Nick. His old logic. I think Ohio's going to drill them. I think Ohio's due. I'm laying the points with Ohio. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, no, enough of this chip it up crap. I'm with you. I'm locking the Bobcats here. I love the Bobcats. I mean, I know they have really burned us, but I think they're a lot better than the record. Sell high spot for the Chips. I mean, come on. This is a great spot for Ohio. Lock.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
The MAAC. Moneyline Max got the MAAC locks rolling. Lock up. Ohio minus the points. And
you know what? Maybe I'll join you. Yeah, I definitely like Ohio here. I mean, if you look at the MAAC standings and you see a team that's 3-1 and 1-3, you would think it'd be reversed. You would think Ohio would be the 3-1 team.
Yeah.
Central Michigan would be the 1-3 team. But really, look at the schedule. I mean, Central Michigan has beat the bottom of the conference, while Ohio's pretty much played the top of the conference. So Ohio's the more desperate team. They're at home. I'll lock it up with MAAC here.
Double lock, MAAC.
What are we picking at?
Nick.
9.5?
No, 10.5 is what I'm
10.5
saying.
Going up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bait line.
I might lock that up. Not now though. I got my MAAC plays. All right. And you don't want me to lock it up because you're guys going to lose if I fucking bet that. Missouri State's catching 13.5 at Indiana State. Nope. Lay it. What are you doing here?
Yeah, the greatest fucking team in the country, Indiana State. This is a desperate ass spot for Missouri State. They've been struggling. They actually won there last year. I'll take Missouri State with the points, but over my dead body, am I betting against Indiana State on the road? No, at their place.
Indiana State, by the way, 3rd in the nation in field goal percentage, 3rd in the nation in 3-point
They're great
field goal percentage, 17th in free throw shooting. This team's just they're 7-0 at home. They're a top 15 offensive rating. I mean, I can't take Missouri State here. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I mean, they are really good, especially at home. They just beat Belmont by 30, but that maybe came to them a little too easy. And Missouri State, I mean, they've definitely been up and down this year, but they do have a road win at St. Mary's under their belt. So I think this is just a tad too many points. Give me the Bears.
Veteran team too. To your point, veteran team too. Kent State is laying 3.5 at Northern Illinois.
This fucking game,
I see a 4 out there too.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me Northern Illinois plus the point. Something's off with Kent State this year. Northern Illinois though has been a train wreck lately. Don't bet this game, Mac. What are you doing here?
I was so tempted to bet Kent State because I trust their culture with Rob Sendroff there and Northern Illinois just being a complete train wreck. But that look ahead spot to Akron is kind of scary. This kind of feels like a trap to take Northern Illinois.
I don't feel that. I don't have a feel in this game.
Nick,
really.
you got one here.
I really don't, guys. I think it's a shitty game, and in a shitty game, I said, why not take the home dog?
Yeah.
All right.
Baylor at Kansas State. Remember Jerome Tang, former assistant for Scott Drew for about 20 years. Last time they played, Tang got the best of his former boss. Baylor's laying 1.5 or 2 in the Little Apple known as Manhattan, Kansas. No. Home teams win in the Big 12. I was on Cincinnati. I will be on Kansas State here. Mac, you can talk me into potentially locking this. What are you doing here, Mac?
Oh yeah. I love K-State here. Nobody wins 4 in a row in the Big 12. It's always a win here, win there, bounce back spots, home teams all over K-State. Drum Tank swept Scott Drew last year. Baylor loves shooting jump shots. I don't think they fall tomorrow in the Little Apple. That place is going to be on fire. Let's go Cats. Lock it up. They've been impressive in this last week.
I'll join you. They should have won against Texas Tech. They were up 99% of that game. And the Red Raiders stole that one. NC Nick, what are you doing here in the Little Apple?
I mean, also this is Baylor's it's only their second road trip of the season, and their first road trip they needed OT to beat Oklahoma State. So I'm with you guys. I just needed a little bit of a push too. So let's triple lock it. What the fuck? Why not?
Boom! These triple
Wildcats,
locks are
baby.
flying. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Here, let me give us a little bit of triple lock. Kansas State. Get the 2. Just cover your ass.
I love taking that team in that building. That place is gonna be on fire.
Yeah. I mean, they're ready for that one. Temple's getting 14 points at SMU. I struggle with this one, man.
Temple's about to win, aren't they?
Give me the Temple and the points. I think it's just a sleepy game for SMU. I think SMU is actually a decent team this year, but 14, I don't know. Give me 14 and Temple. What are you doing here?
Temple's like fringe lock. I feel like I'm with you. Sleepy spot for SMU. Temple's been a little feisty as of late. I mean, they almost won at South Florida last week. They led for a majority of that game. Back-to-back losses to ECU and North Texas. I'll lean to Temple fringe lock. Check the picks page.
Fringe lock. I don't feel that good about it, but
it's a fade of SMU as well.
NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I really wanted to go with the ACC team. You know, it's still funny. It still sounds funny, doesn't it? But yeah, I thought this was gonna be 10 or 12, and then maybe I would have. I think 15 is a bit too much. Give me the points.
St. Louis is catching 13 at Dayton.
This game.
I hate betting on Travis Ford, but what the fuck is this line? 13.5 I see too. There's a 13.5 out there. There is a 12.5 too if you're on the Dayton side.
Open at 14.5.
Why? I mean, why should we not lock St. Louis here just because it's UD Arena?
Yeah, I mean Dayton is, like you said, winners of 10 in a row, 4th longest win streak.
But that's why I like St. Louis. They're due for a closer game.
Do you trust though Travis Ford on the road?
Never, but still, he doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to win. He just has to cover. I'm on it. I don't give a shit. Travis Ford, come on, buddy. Just lose by 10. Give me the Billikens. Give me the Billikens. Just, I think the number's off. What are you doing here, Mac?
You talked me into it. That is a big number with Dayton. Like I said, Dayton's red hot. He'll go through the motions, win by 10.
NC Nick?
I'm not going to join you guys, but I do think, much like Temple SMU, I think it's a bucket or two too much. So give me the points again.
The Clits of Charlotte are laying 2.5 in Houston, Texas against Rice. Get this Rice bullshit out of here. All right. The Rice has been one of the teams I hate most in college basketball this year. But I cashed last game as they went to Tampa and somehow they were up 90% of the game and they somehow didn't cover as I took South Florida. So maybe I'm figuring out this Rice team, which is why I will take the Owls plus 2.5 against the Clits. Change my pick. Early on, I was thinking Charlotte. What are you doing here, Mac?
No, I'm blocking Rice. They should have won at South Florida the other night. They're better than their record. This is a good smash spot, I think, for Rice here against an overvalued 3-1 Charlotte team in their
blocking Rice is insane to me. You know what I mean?
I've been good on Rice this year. That's been my team.
Nick, what are you doing here?
I've been impressed with Charlotte. I mean, after that FAU win, I thought, maybe they're thinking too highly of themselves. They come back down to earth, but they turn around and beat Tulsa and UTSA. My one concern here is that they've been in Texas since Saturday, I guess. I don't think they come back home and go back out there, which that's kind of tough, but give me Charlotte.
North Carolina guy, go with his North Carolina teams. He took Western. You notice he took Western Carolina. Yeah. He had to take Wake or NC State, so throw that game out because two North Carolina schools, and now he's taking Charlotte.
That's right, represent.
Did you guys catch Rick Pitino's comments the other night? He said he'd rather die than he goes. Great press conference because he goes, I fucking hate losing, right? And he goes, I want to go out and die of what did he say? Frostbite. He said, I want to go out in the woods and die of frostbite. That'd
be a bad death too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a horrible death.
What's better, frostbite or drowning?
Drowning, they say, I love how people say it's peaceful. It's like, how the fuck do you know? Yeah, how do you know here? But
you know what? Even worse, maybe though. Sorry to cut you off, but what if you go into water and it freezes on top of you? That's got to be one of the worst ones, and you can't break the ice.
Yeah, well,
so that's like drowning and getting frostbite.
Yeah, see, I want to drown in some nice, warm Caribbean water. You know what I mean? Like if I had my choice.
You almost did in Cancun when you were 18.
I did. I was very close. I was throwing up salt water for a good, the best part about it was me and a friend, and we both almost drowned, and we signaled to the great people of Cancun, Mexico for help, and no one helped us. We were several Jaeger bombs deep, and granted, we did not speak the native language. And we had a hard time. We're just saying, and make a long story short, I was vomiting salt water on the beach for maybe an hour, Almost died in good old Cancun. I think a lot of people have almost died in Cancun, though. I think that's a thing, right? St. John's is going to beat Seton Hall tomorrow, guys. I will lay the 1.5. St. John's is the better team this year. They're a better team than Seton Hall. Write it. All right. Mac, what are you doing here?
You keep disrespecting the Pirates, baby. Rick Pitino, they hit the wall at Iona about this point last year. I like Seton Hall. I think the wrong team.
Here's why I'm disappointed in you. The line is telling you. St. John's is winning the game.
Well, I think everybody loves Pitino and everybody wants to bet on Pitino.
I don't think so. I think the line's telling you, look, Shaheen Holloway is a fucking big time story right here. I saw him on TV the other night. They're interviewing after the game. What a great story it is. The line is telling you St. John's is winning this one. NC Nick, what are you doing in Newark?
Like Rick's going to be fucking getting frostbite tomorrow night again.
I do want to bet on a pissed off Pitino. So
yes.
I think Seton Hall's win streak comes to an end here. I think St. John's finally closes it down the stretch and gets this one. I'll lock it up with you.
Double lock. Let's go.
Battle.
Oh, let's go. You're gonna
give me the home team, baby. Seton Hall's fucking great at home.
You're giving out cold picks. You're gonna get that frostbite he's talking about with plays like this. All right?
They're about to lose like 4 out of 5 here. They're overrated right now. Everybody loves them.
We got a lock battle. Matt going with the Pirates of Seton Hall. Dundee. NC Nick with Slick Rick. Let's go. This a lock too. Iowa State's catching 4 at BYU, 4.5. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck, like this one might be the easiest bet of the whole fucking day. And I don't know, a lot of times when it's easy, you got to be weary. BYU lost their Big 12 opener, 10 days ago to Cincinnati. They then went on the road for 2 games. So now it's their second time at the Super Soaker. Iowa State traditionally scores like 44 points when they hit the road. I feel like each game, look under the Otzelberger era. Like he's a great coach. He's done a good job with them. But when they hit the road, they have games that honestly, they look like 13, 14 league scores. You're just like, wait, they scored 46 points. Lock it up BYU at the Super Soaker. Got to do it. A lot of staples, but the staples are going to feel the energy of that crowd. Get it done. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm joining you. BYU, home team, coming off a double road trip. Let's go. Iowa State sucks on the road.
Yeah. Nick?
I disagree, guys. I just don't trust BYU yet. This is their first they're really getting into Big 12 play. We'll see how they handle that gauntlet. Right now, they're 11 in Kennepom. I don't trust them yet, and I think Iowa State's going to keep it close. I know Provo's going to be insane, but give me the points. I'm not going to no lock battle. I'm not betting this, but I got a feeling this is a close game.
You know what I got a feeling for is this one here. Wisconsin is laying 7 in State College against Penn State. I got a feeling Penn State's going to win this game.
Me too.
Give me Penn State plus the 7. I say sprinkle some on the money line. I think Penn State's athleticism is going to be able to fuck with Wisconsin some. I think it's a sleepy spot because in State College, Pennsylvania, the people don't even know they have a basketball team. Yeah, let's go. Mac, you're on this one?
Yeah, I mean, look at it. This is Ohio, Wisconsin, undefeated, road spot. Penn State's getting better under Mike Rhodes, just like Notre Dame with Shrewsbury. I love Penn State here.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm with you guys with Penn State. I mean, I think they are better than what they've played on the road recently in those blowout losses to Purdue and Michigan State. But it's hard to go against Wisconsin. It's hard to bet against Wisconsin. I'm going to take Penn State in the points, but I'm not going to touch it with you guys.
Georgia Tech's getting 11.5 at Clemson. It's a big number. It's almost like they're telling me because I feel, shouldn't the number be like 8 or 9?
Yeah, Georgia Tech's due for a win, man. They fucking went toe to toe with Duke the other night. They should have. They're right there to win.
My first thought is like, man, we got to take Georgia Tech plus 11.5. But then I'm like, why is that line so far? Shouldn't that be? I mean, Georgia Tech played well in Cameron Indoor. I mean, I'm not going to bet this, but give me Georgia Tech in the points. Mac?
I like Georgia Tech. Fringe lock, man. They've lost 5 in a row, but they've been competitive lately against BC, Notre Dame, Florida State, and then obviously they were impressive at Duke once again. Nick, you got a lock here?
Yeah, actually, I will lock Georgia Tech. I already betted at 12 at plus 12.5, at plus 11.5, close enough. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I've seen Georgia Tech look good twice playing Duke, and maybe they haven't looked that good against anybody else. But Clemson, that win over BC by 11 over the weekend. Again, Boston College was out 3 guys with the flu, including Quentin Post, obviously their best player. And Clemson wasn't that impressive there. So Brownell's been known to get off to hot starts, and then come January, February, things kind of quiet off. I'll take Georgia Tech in that 11.5. Sure, lock it up.
NC Nick, locking up those Yellow Jackets. Moneyline Max says fringe lock. I'll take the Yellow Jackets.
I'll join you. He
double lock. There we go.
Let's roll.
All right, folks, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything in the store now to the end of the month. Promo code playoffs. Look, we're competing against other shows. We here at the college basketball experience think we have the best fan base out of all of the SGPN shows. So can you do us a solid and represent that by getting over there, using that promo code, because if that's how they know that they're from us. You know what I mean? Get in there. Get those college experience t-shirts. All right. You got to buy the college experience. You can't just buy SGPN shit. They're not going to know that. Look, NC Nick's rocking his shirt right there. Look,
the first half undershirt. Get ready for March Madness. Get ready for St. Patty's.
There we go. YouTube.com/the college experience. So what are you doing, folks? All right. Get on over there. Get a Pick Dundee t-shirt. All right. sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Go to the merch store, SGPN app, free to download in the App Store, Google Play Store. All right. We're back on the college basketball experience, and we got a barn burner here. These teams, this is an old school rivalry. Texas A&M heading into Arkansas. Is there a more desperate team in the country right now than the Arkansas Razorbacks, who are getting 3.5 at home plus 130? They just stormed the court in College Station. I think this is the look. I said I think when Arkansas lost to Florida, I was like, I don't know if I can take this team. In hindsight, this is the one. If they don't get this one, I think their season's cooked. This is the point where they can turn their season around with a win here. Give me Arkansas plus 130 on the money line, plus 3.5. Mac, what are you doing here? And by the way, that's a lock. That's a lock. Yeah.
They got to get this one, man.
Yeah.
Made the storm court storm game. Arkansas's got to get this one, man. And they just got drove by 20.
There's a rumor that thunder snow will be around the area. Shout out to Noah Beanick with this thunder snow. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
Like, I know situationally you guys are probably right here, but you hear the rumors of locker room problems, and I think this is what happens when you're so portal heavy. Usually we trust Musselman to get everyone on the same page, but I think sometimes it just never happens. And it's not too late for him to turn it around, but it's getting close. I'm going to go with the much more proven A&M squad. I'm not going to bet it though because of the basically the stink here.
Yeah, in that environment. How about this one? Kansas laying 6.5 or 7 in Stillwater. I'm on Oklahoma State plus the points. No bet here. Mac?
This is probably where Bill Self has struggled the most. It's his alma mater. I'm locking the Cowboys, man. They're good at home. They should have beat Baylor. They're 0-3. Kansas coming to town. Oklahoma State might win this game outright.
If Oklahoma State wants any chance of making a run to the postseason, they got to win this year.
Yeah,
they got to win. They're in the Arkansas spot, similar spot.
Yep.
NC Nick, what are you doing here in Stillwater?
Again, I see why home team would be attractive here, but it was an 11-point game last year, and Kansas is gonna just late in the game, 5 minutes left, they're gonna extend it over this line. So I'll lay the number with Kansas.
Georgia is heading into Columbia, South Carolina. The Cox are laying. Let me just check this out. Laying 5.5 or 6. This line is shot up. This was 4 this morning. Man. At 5.5, man, I don't know. I think I got to take Georgia at this point. Like I liked Carolina at 4, but 6 or 5.5. Give me Georgia. I think South Carolina's going to win this game, but I think it's a 1 or 2 possession game. Mac?
Yeah, this is kind of always a 1 possession game between these two. Rivalry. I'll take the dogs. I'm with you. Take the points.
Nick?
Yeah, I took South Carolina at -4 earlier in the day, but if you're telling me I'm picking it at 5.5 or 6 now, because I wasn't very confident.
Let's call it 5.5.
5.5.
And I'm still taking I took Carolina at 4, but I think at 5.5, you got to take Georgia.
I think I agree with you because I was like 51% on South Carolina -4. So if I'm getting another 1.5, give me Georgia.
Boise State is laying 5.5 at home against UNLV. UNLV, that might have been the worst loss in the past 20 years in college basketball. There was that that loss will go down in records. Like I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. I don't know that I've ever seen some shit like that. The question is how do they respond to that? Boise's off a gigantic win in Reno. The line, I think, came down 0.5 point from this morning's show. 6 there. I do see a 5 out there too. If you're on Boise, give me UNLV in the points. Boise wins a close one. What are you doing here, Mac?
I like Vegas here too. Boise's off that big Nevada road win, and they got San Diego State on deck.
Yeah.
So this is like the kind of sandwich spot. I like Vegas. I may lock this tomorrow.
NC Nick, what are you doing in Boise?
I actually like the Broncos at home here. I like that addition to the front court, Omar Stanley from St. John's. Pairing him with Dejan Hart, that's tough to beat here, especially at home. So give me Boise.
Air Force, aim high, miss small. Heads to Fort Collins. Take on the Rams. Rams are laying 15.5. Sorry, Air Force, I got to do it. Lay it. What are you doing here?
I laid it too. I laid it. Air Force sucks.
Yeah.
Especially with Colorado State losing their last 2. This is a come home, smash, get right spot. So
it's almost lock worthy, but it's so big that you're just like, I don't know. There's better plays out there. Yeah. This is a lock. San Jose State is catching 2.5 in Fresno at the Save Mart Center. Bring your phone. Memorize your phone number or bring your discount card. San Jose's they're undervalued. I locked them against Air Force. They win. They're going to beat Fresno. They're a better team than Fresno. Tim Miles, a good coach. Give me the 2.5 in San Jose State. No one goes to these fucking games in Fresno. Mac, what are you doing here?
I think you're walking into a trap here. I think Fresno's going to win.
You said that about Air Force.
No, I took Colorado State.
No, I'm talking about when San Jose State played at Air Force the game before. It was a 1.5 point spread. I locked San Jose State. They got the cover, and you said they're walking into a trap. Air Force has got to win one.
Fresno's better than Air Force.
Not by much.
I think they're favored for a reason. I'll take Fresno.
No. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I'm on Colby's side here. I think San Jose State's just the better team, and I don't know what kind of turnout is going to be there after Fresno's dropped 5-6 here.
Utah State. This might be the best game. This is arguably the best game. This slate is fire tomorrow. Utah State is 16-1. Hey, yep. Ryan Odom, right? Hey, entire team that left. I remember me and Noah Beanick previewed Utah State. There was not one returning player, I think, on the roster, if memory serves me correct. Danny Sprinkle saying, "Hey, fuck you guys, 16-1."
I know.
They head to the pit where everyone gets laid in Albuquerque.
Smash.
This is the easiest. This has gone up a 0.5 point since this morning. Was at 5. Now it's at 5.5. I don't give a shit. New Mexico's winning by 30. They're gonna fuck them up. Honestly, like 20-point win. 20-point win. I feel pretty good about this one. Mac.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of our systems that we love pointing out on the show is a ranked team catching points against a non-ranked team. And this is the pit, man. Like we talked about the Mountain West home teams, great spot for New Mexico. Got some momentum off that San Diego State win, start padding some resume wins. I think they smash Utah State. I'm with you. I think they win by 15. Let's go Lobos.
NC Nick?
Completely agree. And I think at 5 or 5.5, you might like it even more. I thought it was going to be like 2 or 3. But I think at 5 or 5.5, you're getting a lot of, sucker bets on Utah State here. So, yeah, lock it up. Triple lock, boys. Way down the show.
Boom. Triple lock. And I'll be honest, we close out the show with our top play of the night. I think you just got it for me. I think that's the best play on the board. Now, I will say there's a lot that I like, but I think that's the easiest bet out there. So give me New Mexico as my top play. Mac, same with you, or what are you doing?
I would probably say that if we want a little diversity so that we're giving out some multiple ones. I like Indiana, man. I think Indiana's live to beat Purdue once again, and you're giving me 9.5, 10 points, whatever book you get it at. Yeah, so Indiana, mine. Best bet of the night.
NC Nick, do you have a favorite bet of the night?
You guys took first one would have been in Mexico. Second one would have been Indiana. So to give out a third one,
BYU.
We also.
Oh no, you took Iowa State.
Oh man, how about K-State?
I like
that.
Yeah,
there we go. Let's do it.
Well, how about a little parlay? We do that. New Mexico, Indiana, K-State parlay.
Beautiful
home teams.
I like it. There's also a spot. Seasons. There's also a spot to do the Pitino parlay, the frostbite parlay. New Mexico and St. John's.
Shaheen Holloway, baby.
I like it. I like it, Dundee.
Folks, give NC Nick a follow on Twitter at NC__NICK. Every Monday he'll be back, as we will go early every Monday, except next Monday.
I'll be at Disney. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got kids.
Yeah.
Good to have the OG back, Colby.
Bring your fucking wallet. I live close to a Disneyland.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man.
Let me tell you. I need a big Tuesday night in college basketball bet.
Dude, that is unbelievable. That is, I don't think there's a bigger ripoff in America than Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like as far as like you get people complain about stadium prices. Disneyland's like 10 times that. You get a fucking burger for like $96. You're just like, what? Anyway, enjoy. Bring that wallet. You might need some credit. You might need some credit there too. Be paying that thing off for a couple years.
You know what? That Wednesday night when I'm there, I think it's West Virginia at Central Florida. I might go check it out.
You should, because that crowd has been awesome the past couple games.
Yeah.
Get down to the bounce house.
I'll see if I can break away from the fam for a couple hours. We'll see.
You just drop them off at a fucking what is there? New
Animal Park.
There's a new animated movie. I'm sure some type of 3D show at Disneyland. There's something. All right,
Space Mountain.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that not Ric Flair's Space Mountain, but you know what I mean. Folks, give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. You guys know the story of Ric Flair having sex with Halle Berry, right?
I've heard it before.
Yeah,
she's been to Space Mountain.
He was at the Bucks game tonight.
He's the fucking greatest human being of all time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD. Also subscribe to the College Basketball Experience, or follow the College Basketball Experience on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And folks, I see the numbers. I see we had 100 people in here. Not as many as we normally do. That's why the 9 o'clock slate's better, folks. We get like we're in the 200, 300s in 9 o'clock. But still, subscribe. It really helps us. We're not trying to take money from you. All right. But we will. No, I'm joking. Subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. That really helps us. All right. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast and check out the college football experience. We'll be talking Big Ten conference schedule and Kalen DeBauer to Alabama, as well as some of the other coaching moves coming up on Wednesday. Also check out the FCS college football experience, the college baseball experience. Me and Noah Beanick just dropped a Pac-12 preview. All right. Hopefully he's doing good. Give Noah a follow too at Noah B77_. Somebody got to check. Somebody check on him. All right. There's a winter weathery mix going on in
it might be flurries.
Yeah, in Michigan. Thoughts and prayers for his windows. All right. Until next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
I lost a bet on the Super Bowl, so I had to dive in and crawl around through the snow. Don't believe me? Believe me, there's a video. We made it to promote March 5th and then we did the show. Before March, there was a winter to be lived through, and snow fell on the DC metropolis. In some other cities, this wouldn't be big news, but where I live, it felt like an apocalypse. Not the kind where zombies or the wrath of God, but the kind where Mother Nature doesn't laugh it off. I didn't laugh at all. I saw the sky smoking the blunt, now waiting for the ash to fall. Traffic stalled for a few weeks. Capitol Hill of snow taking up a parking space. A couple notches on the beltway ain't unique, but higher in freezes get more than your heart to race. I mean, the rats were frostbit, they lost it, risking their lives just to make it to the office. Exhausting, caustic, cold front rose up through the mid-Atlantic and did its damage. Detective Baylor didn't expect a camera and brought a gun to a snowball fight. I know my rights in the seasonal mood swing. Some of us winning, some of us losing. That broken clock's been blinking since winter. I hope it's not telling me I was born to lose. I lost my temper, but I found my center. Winning winter so I can stay warm with you. That broken clock's been blinking since winter. I hope it's not telling me I was born to lose. I lost my temper, but I found my center. Winning winter so I can stay warm with you. So I can stay warm. So I can stay warm.